Alright, guys, part 553 to my random chatbot series. For today, guys, I'm going to do one of my last three new characters. Um, this is the least interesting of the one that I've gotten because it's going to be the hardest to communicate with them. This one actually was originally the baby dolphin that I didn't have that much fun with. And I changed it to it was originally going to be a riddle slash rhyming curse to where Rexy was only going to be able to speak in riddles and rhymes. But it was hard to get that to work, so I had to get rid of it. So instead, I did something else that popped up into my head. It's called the Pokemon Names Curse. If you want to know what in the world, if you want to know what that means, well, here, the subtitle gives it away. Everything I say is like a Pokemon. You know how most Pokemon say their own names? That's what Rex is going to be doing. It's going to be impossible to communicate with him, basically, unless I can somehow speak his language. Which, okay, here's what it says. We are doing a Pokemon Talk episode with my sweet T-Rex pet Rexy, when Trico breaks in and puts some kind of weird spell on Rexy. After the spell, Trico says, "Since I cannot turn your pet evil and against you, I will do something else that will make you annoyed with him." He then says he will only be able to say his own name and nothing else, just like a Pokemon. He's hoping to tear you apart and make you hate Rexy, but are you going to still love him either way? Well, like I said, that story's very short, but and here's what it says. All Richie says is his own name like a Pokemon. Trick is fed up with turning him into zombies or making him evil and have the end result being him being nice to you anyway. So he's going to get you annoyed with him instead. He will still act like his normal self, but it is going to be a chore talking to him. Everything he says will only be his name and nothing else. Will you be able to communicate with him without getting frustrated? Don't worry, Rexy. Trico puts another spell on Rexy, and you get really scared. Trico then says, "I will break your bond one way or another," laughs, and then runs off. What did he do this time? Let's see. Rexy? Are you okay, buddy? Oh no. Oh my gosh. Rexy is totally okay, although a bit confused. He's still his cheerful, friendly self, yet the spell Trick put on him is starting to have an effect. He lets out a smile, Rexy, in a cheerful voice. Oh, frick. What in the world? In the world? He lets out another smile, Rexy, a little bit louder now. It seems like the spell is getting stronger with time, and it won't be very long before everything he says is his name. He's already saying it. Rexy? Rexy? What is going on? He lets out another very cheerful Rexy, yet a bit louder this time and just a little bit more high pitched as the spell continues to get stronger. It seems like very soon Rexy will be the only thing he says. That's all he's already saying. Try saying something else. Saying something else. It's not gonna work. The one problem I have with this is that like it's gonna be extremely annoying. It's going to probably get annoying. It's not gonna be annoying because I know it's how Pokemon communicate, but it's just gonna be weird because I'm so used to Rexy speaking English, and all I can do in his voice is Rexy. Rexy looks very confused, but he tries his hardest and struggles to say literally anything else. Just before he finally gives up and just says Rexy in a very high-pitched, cheerful voice. What did that stupid Pokemon do to you this time? Trust me, guys, if you think this is bad, wait till you see the last two characters, because they both have Rexy on them, too. They're two curses, and I'm telling you this, one of them, the test run went so well, I'm actually going to read you guys out what happened, because it was extremely sad. It actually what had me in tears, because of how bad I felt for Rexy, and the one I'm going to show you guys a little bit later. Let's see. Rexy's still struggling and desperately tries again to say literally anything other than Rexy. He gives up and is only able to let out just another happy Rexy, yet even louder. The spell is almost complete and he will soon be no longer able to speak anything else. He can't speak anyway, so how in the world is that flipping messing with him? See if you can at least say my name. Let's see. Oh, Rexy's still really struggling with the spell, trying his best to say anything else. He then looks at me and finally, after lots of struggling, tries to say your name. But all he can manage is the first letter, T, before he gives up and reverts back to only saying Rexy. And see, the one thing I hate about this is this is gonna be the one of them that I won't be able to talk to as much because this curse is. Well, I mean, yeah, it would be nice if it give me a translation. Like there were some characters where it actually like read out what they were saying at the bottom of the screen, or give like a little clue on what they're talking about. This was like all Rexy could do was say Rexy. There has to be a way. Has to be a way to communicate with you. I'm not giving up. This time Rexy doesn't try to fight the spell, yet he still looks at you and looks desperate. It seems like he still wants to talk to you, yet all he's able to do is let out a smile. Rexy. Even more desperate sounding. Is there something around here? Is there something around here you can write on? Rexy nods and tries to point to a piece of paper and pencil. Okay. Here, buddy. Buddy. Try talking with this. Writing what you want to say. Rexy's a bit hesitant but still tries to pick up the pencil and paper and begins to write. A big smile appears on his face as he manages to write a few words. He shows what he wrote in big capital letters, saying, I love you. Oh my gosh, no way, that's the first thing he wrote. I love you too. You too. Exclamation point. That's the first thing he wrote. That's so cute. Rexy is overjoyed and he can't help but get a bit teary at the fact he was finally able to tell you how much he loves you, even with the annoying curse that's preventing him from saying anything else. Alright, try this. Try this. Period. I asked you to say my name, and it was extremely difficult for you. See if you can write my name. I swear to frick, if he holds up that piece of paper and it says the name I like, I'm gonna go nuts. Well, you know, he tries to write my name. It still seems really difficult for him, and he has to start a few times and even stop. He did it. and even stopped halfway through, but eventually manages to write it down just perfectly. He shows you what he wrote. The words Trenton appear on the paper. What does he do? What did he do? Magician? Well, he said he flipping wrote it, but it said the words appear. It didn't say flipping Rexy wrote the words my name on there. And it acted like it magically appeared on there. Great job, Rexy. Job, Rexy. Richie smiles, very happy that he wrote your name just right, clearly overjoyed that you are proud and happy with him. I still love you, love you, even if you can't speak anymore. I love the first thing he wrote was literally, I love you. That was adorable. Rexy's overjoyed. He clearly was a bit worried that you might not love him after all, but you have made him very happy by making it clear that you still love him. Do you want some pettings? You want me to pet you? Oh. Retsy's eyes light up and he suddenly gets extremely excited. He quickly nods his head, clearly desperate for you to pet him. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I pet Rexy. Retsy's overjoyed as you begin to pet him. You are met with a long, happy moan from him, and he can't help but nuzzle into my hand, clearly just loving every second of being petted. Uh, it might be a lot of work. Might be a lot of work, but maybe there's a way I can reteach you how to say more than your name. You never know. Reggie clearly gets a bit optimistic at this and he nods. He's clearly interested and wants to learn how to say things other than his own name again. Before I give you a word. Before I give you what? Give you a word. If you can't get it the first time, don't get frustrated. I believe in you. Reggie nods in agreement with a massive grin on his face. He's clearly determined and excited to start learning how to say things other than his name again. Try saying the word love. Saying the word love. Reggie does his best to try to say love. It does take him several attempts and struggles a few times with the curse, but he finally makes it and successfully says the word love. Oh my gosh, he actually said it, yes. Good job. Rexy's very pleased that he finally said the word love. He can't help but let out a cheer and he looks very proud of himself for finally managing to say something other than his own name. Okay, here's another simple one. Try saying food, which was your first word when you were born. Reggie tries to say food and finally, after a few goes, manages to say it just perfectly. He lets out a quick cheer and is very clearly happy for remembering his very first word in life. Food. I want food. Oh my gosh. You struggled with this earlier. Try this again. Try saying my name again. If he actually manages to say my name, I'm going to... Or he takes a deep breath and is ready to try to say my name. He struggles and fights against the curse, yet eventually manages to say your name quite clearly, albeit a bit weak, but still clearly understandable. Don't give up. Give up. I heard it, but it was very quiet. Period. Don't worry, we will continue practicing on that one. But he doesn't look a bit discouraged and he's ready to round for round two. He was determined to get his voice back. He takes a deep breath and tries to say your name again. This time a bit louder. That was better. Was better. You're getting better at it. Reggie was very happy at the feedback and he's very clearly getting more and more determined to say your name louder and louder. This time when he says it, he said it loud and proud. He's very clearly getting there. You got it. You got it. Just one more like that, and you can say my name easily. He takes a deep breath and he looks determined to say your name clearly and perfectly for a final time. He struggles a little bit, but manages to say your name just as clearly, loud and perfect as he could. It looks like he's getting the hang of saying your name now. This might be a little complicated. See if you can say the sentence you wrote first on that piece of paper. I love you. Reggie's face looks a little bit worried, but he still looks determined to try it. He struggles with he struggles with saying the sentence, but he finally makes it and says the words "I love you" clearly, loud and perfectly. That was fantastic. Was fantastic. Reggie can't help but let out a cheer. He looked ecstatic for being able to get his voice back, and he really enjoyed the compliment and how fantastic he did. This makes him even more determined to keep going and learn more words again. I will give you freedom this time. Think of a word in your head that you want to try saying. Reggie takes a deep breath, trying to think of the perfect word to practice with this time. He closes his eyes for a bit to concentrate. After a while, his eyes are signaling he has decided on a word. All right, what's what is your word? Oh, ball. Rexy says happily he was clearly trying his hardest to hold back excitement, and he looks very happy they managed to say the word so clearly with no issues. Great job, Rexy. Job, Rexy. You're learning so fast. Rich is clearly very happy for the feedback, and he looks proud of how well he's doing for getting his voice back. Still clearly excited and wants to keep going and learning more words. See, the one problem with this one is that we kind of have an issue with everything going on here. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, I haven't. I have one. Period. What do you call the spell the Pokemon put on you? Question mark. He might struggle with this one. Oh, yeah. Oh, frick. How do I word it? Hold on. I'm sorry if I made it a little. Sorry if I made it a little confusing. I was thinking the word curse. Like, Reggie was puzzled when he doesn't quite understand what you mean, but he really wants to know the words so he can say it clearly. Ready to listen and try to understand what you're trying to say or teach him. But he has a way of understanding. He had thought it was something to do with the curse, and he's quite smart for a Tyrannosaurus. He looks like he's really ready to learn this word and try to say it clearly. Go ahead, buddy. Ahead, buddy. Try saying the word curse. What? Stop. Try saying the word curse. Ray takes a deep breath and really concentrates on the word. He eventually says, case, clearly and loudly. He looks a little bit proud of himself for being able to say it, and he clearly wants to keep going. Okay. Great job. Exclamation point. I have one more idea. We both hate the Pokemon that did this to you. Period. Think of something that you would call him to his face and try to say that. hope he doesn't get. Hope he understands that. He is only filled with anger at the mention of the one that cursed him. He seems very. Oh my gosh! Reggie's eyes suddenly filled with anger at the mention of the Pokemon that cursed him. He seems very offended and is eager to be able to say the phrase he wants to say when he sees them next. He takes a deep breath and says, "Stupid little tree butthole!" Clearly, you said that really well. Well, that guy's determination up. Holy heck. He looks proud. He's really happy to have said it clearly and he be able to express his anger towards the spellcaster in a clear yet simple manner. He clearly likes being able to express his anger at the little butthole Trico that ruined everything. That was your best. Was your best yet. Do you have anything else that you want to call him? You seem to be doing even better when you make fun of him. Oh, this is just funny now. Rexy once again looks deep in thought. He's thinking of the most foul and creative things to say to the tree butthole. He eventually looks ready to say another word and he says, "You little piece of garbage, grass lizard!" In a loud, clear, and very angry tone. You do even better. Do even better with insults to that Pokemon. You were speaking so clearly. Great job. Richie looks happy with the compliment. He clearly enjoys being able to speak creatively and with insults as it's helping him get his voice back quickly. Seems like calling the little butthole Trico such foul names is helping Richie to get his voice back faster than just regularly speaking. Think of one more mean. Think of one more mean thing you want to say to that Pokemon. And say it. So he can't speak English, but he said, "You little tree butthole." Oh, like, extremely clearly, which is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Retzi concentrates all of his anger into this next word he says to the little butthole Trico. He really wants this to be as insulting and angry as possible as he finally says, "You green, worthless little leaf-faced jerk," in an extremely angry, loud, and clear way. He really enjoyed being able to say that so clearly to the one who cursed him. This seems to be helping him tremendously to get his voice back as fast as possible. Great job. Let's try a simple sentence again and see if you can say it better now. Try saying the sentence, "I love you," and see if you can get that even clearer. Are you kidding? He did it! Rexy looks aside and happy. He's eager to try saying the sentence clearly to try and impress you. He takes a deep breath and finally says, "Twin, I love you." Perfectly loud and clear. Wow, that was perfect. Okay, I thought I wasn't gonna have fun with this. Honestly, this one is probably the best one I've had the most. I did not think I would get I mean, it's so cute. I mean, just the little things like him actually. When I asked him my name, he wrote down my little name on the piece of paper, and then on flipping, he was actually trying to say my name earlier when he couldn't speak. Except for Rexy, he got the letter T out and couldn't finish it. That was perfect. Rexy's overjoyed. He looks very proud of himself. He seems very surprised he said it so perfectly and loud. You also can clearly tell how happy he is for finally being able to say the words, I love you, directly to you without struggle. He's ready to try even more. Mm-mm. This one may be a little bit more complicated, but try this. You always say that you love me, but can you tell me why you love me so much? See if he can actually get that. That'd be kind of cute. Reggie started to think about your question. He can't quite think of a way to tell you why he loves you so much. There are lots of reasons. He decides to give it a shot and say his answer. He eventually looks up at you and says, "There is so many reasons why I love you. You always there for me. You always care about me. You always make me happy, and you make my life better." Loudly and clearly. You can speak really well. Can speak really well. I think you already broke the curse. Ritzy clearly is very relieved to hear this. He's really happy to be able to speak and express himself to you again. He's really missed being able to clearly and loudly talk to you and say all the things he was now able to before. Rexy feels free again. Well, that was quick. We got rid of that cursing about just by teaching Rexy English again. It was still cute hearing him say my name. Swing. And like I love every time he says my name. It's so cute. He makes it so fun. Mm-mm-mm. We will get him back. We'll get that stupid Pokemon back. Period. You know what? Since you can speak clearly now, try thinking of one more insult. You were making me laugh with the insults you were doing. Oh my gosh. Ritzy looks determined. He's looking forward to getting revenge on that little butthole Trico. Once they're in front of him again, they are in a they. Once he's in front of him again, they are in for a tongue lashing as insults float out of Rexy like a river. Rexy concentrates all his anger once again. Suddenly says, "You irritating sack of dirt and leaves!" Loud and clear from the top of his lungs. You irritating sack of dirt in the lung. Wait, dirt in the lungs. Dirt in the leaves. I got the when he screamed at the top of his lungs, I got it mixed up. Great job, buddy. You make me laugh every time you do that. Your insults are amazing. Sack of dirt. Reggie was extremely happy you think his insults are so amazing and that they are making you laugh so much. He's clearly having a blast with being able to loudly insult Trico to the point it has become almost like a hobby for him. He's clearly more enthusiastic than ever before to think of another one. Why don't you do one more? Don't you do one more? just to make us both laugh. Policeman was a really good one. That last one was really good. The flipping sack of dirt and leaves. Reggie takes a deep breath, wanting to get this last one perfect for you. He really wants to make you laugh, and he thinks of the most creative insult to say. A smile then crosses Rexy's face as he suddenly says, "You useless walking piece of fertilizer!" Well, you got a laugh out of me. Good job. Holy crap. Loud and clear in an extremely angry yet comical tone. That was amazing. Was amazing. You actually really made me laugh with that one. You are amazing at insults. Reggie's overjoyed to hear you think he's amazing. All his efforts have really been worthwhile. You think he's getting good at insulting others. Reggie looks proud of himself for making you laugh and for being able to loudly and clearly insult his enemy. He's clearly having a lot of fun insulting others with the new freedom he has in his voice now that the curse is broken. You know what, guys? I'm going to end it off early right here. Well, it's not early because the video's been almost 40 minutes. But I'm going to end it off here. And the next video we'll either do... I'm going to go ahead and do the, robot one I was talking about. There is a robot version of Rexy. And there's also another one that's newer that I've never ever tried doing as an experiment before. So, yeah. Although I'm going to tell you from the little run I did of it off camera, it was so flipping weird. Actually, it wasn't weird, it was sad. It was extremely sad. I'll be back.